Okay, for this video on more Titanic lies, we are going to explore, first of all, the use of color in hoaxing, and then secondly, the demonic element of the worship of death. Now, supposedly this is a survivor. Now, there are no survivors because the ship never went down, because the ship never existed. It's all fictional. Now, what you're looking at is the usage of the color red. Now, red is one side of the two sides of the hoax-lie system. Red is your passion and your interest. And blue is kind of the idea of the story itself. When you put blue and red together, you get purple, which is supposedly a royal color. So you're looking at a lot of red when this liar talks. Okay? So the usage of red is to inflame your your passions, so that you are intimately involved in the storyteller who's telling lies. So we're going to proceed to the next thing, which is the worship of death.
Rode out, I don't know how far it was, but it was beautiful, just a beautiful sight. It was, all the lights were on in the Titanic, and it was listing just a little bit in the front, you know, going down. But it was a beautiful sight.
Okay, so let's assume that the Titanic was real, and let's assume that you've got about 1,500 people who died. Now, again, I'm saying assume. It's false, because it's all fictional. But let me ask you a question. Would anyone want to say it was a beautiful sight to see the ship go down and 1,500 people die? She's saying it was so beautiful because the lights were still on. Now, they make a big stink of that idea of the lights were still on almost to the very end. Now, the reason they do that is because they're talking about the false light of Lucifer. Lucifer illumines his liars. And they're saying that the one who illumines the lies had his light on this all the way up until it went down. So this individual, this actor, is trying to convince you that it was beautiful, that 1,500 lives went down. Now again, nobody died, nobody got hurt. All right, let me make that clear. But do you understand what they're doing to people's minds? It was so beautiful when that vessel went down because the lights were still on. That's death worship. Now, I personally do not understand this about worshiping death, but I do see that it is a reality in the hoax-lie system and with the liars. They love death, whether it is real, R-E-A-L, or real, fiction, R-E-E-L. It doesn't matter. Most all their stories that they sell to the public involve death. Now, you need to have discernment and realize if it was a real R-E-A-L death or a real R-E-E-L fictional death. But it doesn't matter. They love death and they want people to worship it. And as a worshiper of death, this liar is saying it was such a beautiful sight. A vessel still illumined with lights and sinking to its grave with children on board. Men, women, children dying because they love death. Now I want to tell you the good news of the gospel is that Jesus Christ the Lord, by His life, by His death on the cross, and by His resurrection, defeated the power of death. And it doesn't hold a sting for anyone who truly believes and loves the Lord Jesus Christ. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. End of video.